Welcome to orientation. Today we are going to go over how to use your school-issued Chromebook. I will also be going over the online learning platforms that we will be using this upcoming school year.
Hi everyone, it is Miss Bethany and I'm here today to go over some basics about your school-issued Chromebook. The first thing that I want to mention is that inside your carrying case right here, you will find that you have an adapter. This is so that you can charge your Chromebook. On the Chromebooks, you will see that you can charge it on this side of the Chromebook. There is a charging port, and also on the other side of the Chromebook, there is a charging port. Now, we recommend that at the end of the school day, so when your student is done with their assignments, they close out of the applications and you charge the Chromebook overnight. If you do that, you should have enough battery to last the full day, the full school day. So again, we recommend that at the end of the school day, we put it in a safe spot and we plug it in to get charged. Another thing that I want to mention about your Chromebooks is that these are Chromebooks that we're going to use for several more years. So we want to make sure that we're not putting stickers or paint on the Chromebooks, as that could damage them. So we want to keep them as nice as we can so that we can use them for several years to come. The next thing that I want to mention about your Chromebook is just how to get signed in and to kind of move you around the desktop of the Chromebook so that you can get an idea of where some of these applications are that your student will be using during the school year. All right, so we're going to open up our Chromebook and get started. All right, so we have all opened up our Chromebooks and you should see the sign into your Chromebook page. Okay, you'll see mine right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter my school issued email first. So I'd like everyone to take a moment right now to enter in their school issued email. Now that you've all entered in your school issued email, you will then hit the next button. Now it will prompt you to enter in your school issued password. So I'd like everyone right now to take a moment to enter in their school issued password. Hi everyone, I just want to show you around the desktop so that you can understand a little bit more about some of the applications that your student will be going to for their school assignments. So the first thing I want to show you is over here in the bottom of your screen. It's the circle within a circle. It says Launcher if you hover over it. So when you click on that, you can then click on the up arrow, and that's just going to show you some applications that are available. So I see that I have my Chrome application, my Google Drive application, my camera application. Those are going to be the ones that you use the most, especially with Google Classroom. So we're going to click that down over here. All right. Now, the next thing that I want to point out is over here. Over here, this is, if you click on this, you can check your Wi-Fi signal now. Because you logged on here at school, these computers are configured to get on the school Wi-Fi. However, when you go home, you will have to set it up to your own Wi-Fi. And I will show you an example of that later, how to get set up on your home Wi-Fi. You can also, if you go down here, you can hover over the battery. Now, this is just an approximation of about how much time of battery you have left. Like I said earlier, if you charge this overnight, you should have enough battery life to last you your entire school day. But if you want to check, you can do that right there. Also, in this toolbar up here, you'll see a circle with a line through it. Now, that is a power button. If you look down on your keyboard, you will also see a power button. So you can use either of those two places to shut your computer down. A Chromebook is a little different than a PC, where with a Chromebook, you can just hold in that power button for about 3 to 4 seconds and it will turn off your Chromebook. And it's not bad for your Chromebook. I know that's frowned upon with a PC, but it's not bad on a Chromebook. You can do it there. Or you can simply click where I clicked right here, and then right up here is the power button if I wanted to shut down that way. Now, something else I want to point out, down here you'll see your Google Chrome, and then next to it you're going to see a camera. Now, this is really helpful if your student needs to take a picture of themselves holding maybe a piece of work or something to submit to their teacher. So you can simply click on that, and you're going to see me show up here in just a minute. There I am. So you can click on that. Your child can hold up their piece of work if they need to submit it. And then, you can then upload it to Google Classroom. But here's the camera app. So I'll close out of that. All right. Now, the next thing I want to point out to you, and I know I'm going over a lot of information today, but again, you'll have an opportunity to get a review of this later. But up here, this is where your student account is. Is where you will sign in or sign out. Now, we don't want anyone to share Google Chromebooks. So we have a one-to-one program here at school, which means that every student has their own Chromebook. So we shouldn't have a need to be sharing our Chromebook or signing in on a sibling's Chromebook. We should be using our own Chromebook just for us for our schoolwork. Okay, but that is where you would do it if you would need to. Over here, this is where our Google apps are. So if you click on the waffle there, we call that the waffle, and that will take you to your Google apps. And what I mean by that is you have Gmail, you have Drive, you have Google Classroom, Docs, Sheets, okay? So today I'm going to show you how to navigate to Google Classroom. So click right here on Google Classroom. All right, so this is a Google Classroom that I'm already a part of. Some of you may see an old Google Classroom there. You may see an invitation to a new one. I'm going to ask right now that you not join anything until you get directions from your classroom teacher. But I just want to show you how to get there. So again, we're going to go up to our waffle, to Google Apps. We click on that. We go over to Classroom, and it directs us right to Google Classroom. Another way that we can get to Google Classroom is to type in the search bar right here. You would just type in classroom.google.com. And again, it takes you to your Google Classroom. All right, so that's going to be a very important site for you to get to know and be able to easily navigate to. Something else I want to point out, again, I know I'm going through a lot of information today, but I want to point out how to get to something called Hapara. Now, Hapara is another online platform that we're going to be using here at MRCS. what Hapara does is Hapara takes Google Classroom and it organizes it for you. I can tell you, speaking from the experience that I've had using Hapara, you are going to love it. And I'm going to show you a quick tutorial video here and a little bit at the end on how to use Hapara, what it looks like from the student dashboard. But it pretty much pulls in your Google Classroom assignments and it shows you what's due, if something's overdue, something that's coming up. It just organizes Google Classroom for you. So how you get to Hapara. I'm going to open up a new tab to show you how to do that. Now I'm going to go to and you can see I've already navigated there, my student dashboard.com. Again, that's my student dashboard.com. So when I navigate to my student dashboard, you will see Hapara and it will say sign in with Google. Now again, I'm going to ask that we not sign into that right now because your teachers are still working on getting your lessons up and ready to go for the start of the school year. But when the time comes, I want you to be able to easily navigate to Hapara. So again, that's mystudentdashboard.com. Where it says sign in with Google, you will simply sign in with your school-issued Google email and school-issued password. Okay, so that will be what you will do to get into Hapara. But again, I'm going to ask that you wait until you get instructions from your teacher. All right, so those are the two main things. Now, while we're looking at Hapara, I do want to mention something else about Hapara that is really exciting. So in Hapara, they have this feature called Highlights. And within Highlights, your student's teacher is going to be able to actively monitor your student's screen. So what I mean by that is your child's teacher, your student's teacher, is going to be able to almost in real time see what is on your student's screen. Okay, so that's really great because that can help guide students, especially if they're doing research, or it can help guide them if they're even working on like a Google Doc. Your child's teacher can see what websites they've been to. They can do focus sessions where they say, we can only go to these websites during this time. And, most importantly, what this does is this helps turn our students into responsible digital citizens. So it helps them learn how to use the internet responsibly. And that's the point of these highlights. So again, this is a really great feature, but with this feature, I do want to point out that to avoid any privacy concerns, we ask that you only use your school-issued email on your school-issued Chromebook for your school assignments. I'll say that again. We want to use your school-issued email on your school-issued Chromebook for school assignments, okay? So that's really important just to keep that in mind with this. Now, this is also outlined in our acceptable use of technology policy that you'll be signing off today. So if you want more information, you can read it there. But it is going to be such a great tool for your child's teacher to really guide instruction during this remote learning time. I'm super excited about this platform. I know you all will learn to love it as much as I do. So that's a little bit more information on Hapara, which is new to our school this year. Okay, so those are just some basics on your Chromebook. Many of you, this might be a review for you. Maybe you used a Chromebook in the past, but I just wanted to go over some of these basics in case you get home, you can start to get set up on your Chromebook so that you can, start doing your online learning. Something else I do want to mention is that we do ask that your child uses their school-issued Chromebook because MRCS, we can't solve technical issues on personal devices. And I'm sure you all understand that. So if you're using your school-issued Chromebook, we're going to be better able to troubleshoot those, issues or concerns that may come up because it's our device. Okay, so something else just to keep in mind. But if you have any questions, you can feel free to reach out to us, office office at mrcserie.org. And I am also going to be talking at the end of my video here about a help center, an online help center that we're going to have set up for families so that you have that support at home with you. Okay, so thank you all so much for this little tour around your Google Chromebook. I will be showing you a short demo on Hapara here in just a minute. In regards to setting up your Chromebook at home on your own personal Wi-Fi, I brought this Chromebook to my home because I wanted to show you when those Chromebooks are configured at school, they are set up to automatically connect to the school's Wi-Fi. So when I came home, I had this notification pop up, and you'll get the same network not available. What you'll need to do is just look for your own personal Wi-Fi, and then you'll be able to connect from there. So in my example here, I'm able to look for my own personal Wi-Fi here at my house, and then I would click on that, and then I would enter in the password for my own personal Wi-Fi. So you'll have to do that the first time that you take your Chromebook home and it detects your home's wireless network. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of information on how to do that when you get home. But that notification just popped up for me when I opened up the Chromebook for the first time.
I want to take a moment today to show you the Hapara Student Dashboard. This is going to give you an overview of what Student Dashboard looks like, as well as how your student will access their assignments on Student Dashboard.
The new Hapara Student Dashboard is a one-stop shop for all of your digital schoolwork. When you first log in, you see all of the workspaces your teachers have shared with you. You can use the drop-down at the top of the page to filter this view to just see the workspaces from one class at a time. Under To Do, you can see all of your upcoming assignments from all of your workspaces, and if your teachers use it, from Google Classroom. Just like under Workspaces, you can use the top drop-down to filter this to-do list to just see assignments from one class. You can also narrow your view in your to-do list to see just your overdue work, work with due dates, or work with no due dates. When work is overdue, you'll have this red notification here to let you know that that's something that you should get started on as soon as possible. If work's going to be due very soon, you'll see a yellow notification. Under My Files, you can access the files in your Google Drive. The view here can either be all of the files that are shared with you or your most recent files. You no longer have to jump over to Google Drive to find what you have to work on. In the student dashboard, you also have a notification section. Here you can see all of the most recent news from your teachers. This could be announcements in Google Classroom, your recently graded work, emails from your teachers, or your recently assigned work. Again, this work comes from both Hapara Workspaces and from Google Classroom, depending on what your teachers use. If you want to customize your student dashboard, just click on your avatar up here and pick your favorite color for the background. Student Dashboard brings everything you're working on online into one spot, so you no longer have to jump around all over the place to find what you want to work on for school.
While we're here today, I want to go over our online learning code of conduct. During online learning, we will be following our Montessori pride values. So our first pride value is being respectful of people and property. So when we are communicating with our teachers and classmates online, our post should be positive and appropriate. We should use kind words and actions on the chat and with our voice. Moving safely through the environments. This means that we should only be using accounts that belong to us. We should not be sharing our password with our classmates or our peers. We need to protect our passwords. So the only people that should have access to your password are your teachers and you and your parents or guardians. Being ready to listen and learn. All posts should be related to the assignment or activity. Students should be logged in and on time when the school day begins. And during online learning, that time will be 8:30 a.m. We should remove other distractions during our classroom and activity time. Understand, ask, do your best. You should reach out to your teacher or the teacher that assigned the activity or lesson for questions related to the assignment or for help with the assignments. So if this is a specials assignment, you should reach out to that specials teacher. If this is a classroom assignment, you will reach out to your classroom teacher. And we always want to complete activities to the best of our ability. Student expectations for meeting live during online learning. When students are attending a live session, microphones must be muted. This way we can hear the teacher or the individual that is sharing with the class. Student videos should be on so the teacher can see the student attending the meeting. Your teacher wants to see your face. They want to welcome you. They want to say good morning to you each and every day. Students should remove distractions during this time, like we would in the MRCS classroom. So we would follow the same classroom expectations where we remove distractions during our learning time. And when students are attending a live meeting, the students must be in appropriate dress, which is aligned with the school's dress code policy. And what we mean is when your child or you are online learning, we want to make sure that we're in school appropriate dress. We don't want to be coming to online learning in our pajamas or in things that are not appropriate for school. I hope everyone found that tutorial really helpful in understanding a little bit more about your school-issued Chromebook. Before we end today, though, I did want to show you our Parent Help Center that we have available. So to get to our Parent Help Center, you're going to go to spark.mrcserie.org. So again, that's spark.mrcserie.org. When you get there, you can get more information on how to care for your Chromebook, cleaning your Chromebooks. We have Chromebook information. We have information on signing into Google accounts, how to access Google Classroom, more information on Hapara, which is that online learning platform I mentioned. So it goes through just some parent information on the student dashboard that I talked about earlier that you saw a short video on, as well as that video. So you're going to have a video right here that I showed you. You can access that at home as well. So I just wanted to give this to you as another resource to help you work through online learning. And if you have any questions about this, please feel free to reach out to office@mrcserie.org. You can email them to ask questions, but I encourage everyone to look through this Help Center because some of your questions may be answered right here. So I know that I went through a lot of information today, and this is a great resource to use to kind of have some time to digest everything that we went over and then be able to access these resources later. So I thank you all for coming today. I am really thankful that you took the time today to come in and learn a little bit more about your Chromebook and all of the awesome resources that your students going to have for online learning. And I am looking forward to a really great start to our school year. Thank you all so much. Bye.